Hello, everyone. It is episode 6 of the Hopeless Fan podcast. It is Tuesday, September 3rd. Hope you guys had a great Labor Day weekend. How are we doing, fellas?
I'm doing great. Just here remotely working while Zach and Shelby jerk each other off on the couches back at Zach's.
Easy.
I'm sorry, that wasn't called for.
Zach's on another Natty Light binge. I'm kind of worried about him. People are asking if he's an alcoholic.
Zach, how many Natty Lights have you had today?
I'm on my third.
It is Monday at 3 p.m.
It's a holiday.
That's true. I won't judge.
Yeah, well, there is reason to drink and to celebrate because it's not only Labor Day, but football is back. NFL not back yet. We got a couple days, but guys, college football is back. And we got an opening weekend full of 70-7 games and people thinking they're national championship contenders when they beat a D2 scrub school by 50 points. But other than that, I want to talk about the betting weekend Scotty and I had.
I can't lose.
Scotty can't lose.
I
had one loss. Zach, have you started betting on sports yet?
Not. I just do FanDuel, so nothing like crazy like what you guys do with spreads and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, shouldn't he get in while the getting's good? Because this is perfect. This is what everything happens. You rope a friend into gambling when you're hot, and then he joins, and you cool off. But still, the time is now.
No, this is the time, and especially Zach. There's so many overreactions, especially with the lines for week 1 before everything kind of gets established.
Yeah.
You can just grab everything because they're all so drastic.
There's only one week 1 though, so maybe I'll just wait out till next year.
Yeah, they're like, well, you get like the week 1 in the NFL at least where it's like, oh, the Saints are gonna kill the Buccaneers with Fitzpatrick, and then Fitzpatrick goes off. You don't really know, but I'm still risking a lot of money this week.
Oh, yeah. My bank account will be empty before I don't bet.
But with college, a brief recap of how Scotty and I did. We were all over UK. We were Sharks. Scotty and I were Sharks around maybe about 12:20 p.m. Saturday afternoon. He calls me. We're talking.
Just woke up.
Yeah, we're talking.
12:20 p.m. I look at the score. It's Toledo's up 7-0, and we see the line had changed. Yeah. Kentucky originally were minus 11.5, and we see the live bet with just one drive and one turnover. So Toledo's up 7-0, and Kentucky's all of a sudden then minus 3.5.
Yeah, Scotty gets him at 3.5. I get him at 6.5. We kill it on Kentucky. Easiest bet of my life, Middle Tennessee State plus 35 against Michigan. I didn't think Michigan could even score 35 points in a season, let alone in one game. They score 40, but Middle Tennessee State only loses by 19. Easy cover. Got Bama. Scotty was all in on Bama from the jump. I got him live at minus 28.5, and they easily win by 39. Nick Saban's a god for us gamblers.
Can we talk about Stanford and what happened with you, Scotty, in that Stanford game?
Oh, yeah. So after I'm heading out. I had to head out during the end of the Alabama game, actually. And I had a, very scratchy radio signal on the Alabama game. And I'm just hoping that they score, with Tua Tagovailoa out, I'm just hoping that they score one more, field goal. And then I guess Tua's younger brother ran it in with, under 4 minutes left to get them a minus, I have it minus 33.5, but the line original was minus 35.5. But I had just looked at the Stanford game while I was at this, this party, and I saw that it was 10-7 with a minute something left, and Stanford had it at their own 50 or so. I was like, this is done. I was like, no freaking way, because I figured they would just punt the ball or whatever. It was 3rd and 5, and then Shelby was just like, Scotty just had one of the best beats in the entire history of betting.
10-7.
Yeah,
it was 10-7.
Stanford minus 6.5.
Yeah, so when I looked, I was like, oh, this is I lost because obviously, they weren't going to score again. And because they hadn't scored all game, it was 10-0 for the first half of the game. And I know everyone who had Northwestern plus 6.5, the entire internet, so it seemed, had Northwestern plus 6.5. But I took Stanford minus 6.5 just because they were ranked. And Shelby, why don't you just go ahead and, mention what happened?
Yeah, so Northwestern desperation drive. They're at their own 20-yard line with under a minute left. Quarterback drops back to pass, pressure, fumble, ball rolls all the way into the end zone. Northwestern jumps on it, but you know how linemen get when there's
squirted out.
yeah, linemen get when they're trying to jump on a fumble. It's a greased pig, literally a greased pig skin. Sifts around. Stanford jumps on it. 17-7 final. Scotty gets the best beat of his life. So a winner there, and he didn't even know it. That's the best because this was like last year had Seattle plus 2.5. They a garbage time touchdown against the Cowboys in the playoffs. They go to kick the extra point. They don't have a kicker because Seabass is injured. They go for 2 and get it, lose by 2. It was just great. One of the best feelings, and it makes you really want to risk everything you have.
Yeah. And, I was just like, man, hopefully this, because I also had Syracuse minus 19.5. That also hit. They, beat, who was it? Liberty 24-0. So that was the third bet I had and got. So I was just hoping to get 2 out of 3, but then to know I got all 3 out of 3. There's no bigger power trip than winning 3 out of 3 or sweeping your day.
But you lost on USC Fresno State.
Yeah, but I don't blame that on myself.
Right.
Because I had an inside source,
right?
With
and that was one of my tougher beats because JT Daniels, 5-star recruit, Gatorade Player of the Year, he throws a pick in the red zone when they're up 17-10. Then he fumbles in the red zone, and then he tears his ACL. USC's up by 18 in the fourth,
and his meniscus.
Yeah, so USC's up by 18 in the fourth quarter, and Fresno State scores 10 unanswered. But what have you? Still a good day. Still, please give me the NFL because week 2 is just as bad as week 1 in college.
Oh, no. I mean, we can talk about how, Ohio State fans are just in full effect.
Oh, yeah, because Justin Fields running and throwing to empty, like basically a inter-squad scrimmage with no defense was his touch.
It's like, hey, Justin Fields, can you throw into a pool of an ocean of open water? Great, because all these receivers are just like throwing to that because there's that wide open.
Yeah, my favorite was like, Justin Fields, like 1 run, 50 yards, touchdown. You look at the replay, it was just a shotgun run, and no one touched him. I think he ran a straight line.
Every single time he threw the ball, every touchdown highlight, I swear he sat back in that pocket or could have for at least 15 seconds at a time. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, we can definitely make those throws. But I mean, I'll see the Zeke Elliott video of him running against Alabama this week. They're playing UC. Luke Fickell's not letting any UC players talk to the media this week because they don't want questions about him returning to Ohio State. So maybe a little bit of a storyline, but not a storyline, but kind of a storyline is Luke Fickell.
I'll take it.
I'll take UC.
UC all day. What's that line?
I was just about to ask. I have no clue. We'll
definitely, you should bet that one. I'd love to see you lose money. Because Ohio State runs up the score.
Justin Fields, 10 for 19, 178 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions.
Ooh, that's a bold prediction.
We'll be talking next Monday.
That's a Kyler Murray NFL start.
That's going to be a Kyler Murray stat line. Ohio State 16.5-point favorites over UC. I kind of like UC in the fourth.
That's not too bad. I don't like that line actually. I like Ohio State.
They're going to win by at least 3 touchdowns.
All right. Well, Zach, bet it then.
Zach, yeah, right, Zach.
Should.
Tough
yeah,
call.
Bet it.
You guys are going to the casino on Thursday, right?
Right, but this is Saturday. Bet it. We'll all go to Nathan Pfeiffer's house.
I have to work on Saturday.
No, of course he does. Anyway, for your reference, sound smart in front of your friends. Guys, I wanted to ask you, we're talking NFL quarterbacks, and you look at some of the four really first and second round quarterbacks in the NFL. Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Dwayne Haskins, and Drew Lock. Only one of them is going to start to begin the season. That's Kyler Murray. Question, if you guys are the owner, GM, head coach, whatever, of an NFL team, you draft that quarterback in the first round, whatever, you draft a guy to be your franchise quarterback. Do you throw him into the fire early, or do you bench him behind a veteran? Go. Scotty, go.
Yeah, I throw him into the fire early, but I think it all depends on, the team around you. Like the Redskins, I don't think there's any reason for them not to be starting Dwayne Haskins. Like having him sit behind Case Keenum, I guess, like can give him like, a sit down on what it's like to be an NFL quarterback and learn from someone who's been there and done that. But I just don't see any reason because the Redskins outside of their quarterback don't really have plans to contend this year, in my opinion. So might as well throw them into the fire and let them learn on the job. I think that's the best way to go about it. I see benefits in both, but they're, usually by mid-season, they all end up starting anyway. So might as well just fucking throw them in week 1.
I'm going to have to disagree because I think you look at what happened with, obviously, Jared Goff He didn't play. How much of his first season did he play? Did he play the whole season?
No,
or?
he-
Yeah.
You like the last
Yeah,
6 or
Case
5 or 6
Keenum.
Yeah,
games.
and obviously Pat Mahomes. Those two shining examples. How far into Mitch Trubisky's first season did he get the starting job?
He
In week 1.
yeah, he started the whole time.
Or no.
Was he week one?
No, he did not. No, he came in during a Vikings game, actually. I remember
No,
now.
Because I thought Cutler was there for a
No,
short
Cutler
time.
definitely
Was he
wasn't
gone
there.
by that time?
Cutler and Mitch never played together, but it was Glennon. No, yeah, because I remember it was a Monday Night Football game where Mitch Trubisky came in and started making some throws,
Yeah.
and that's when he
Just
took
not to
over
his
for the rest of the
left.
year.
Yeah,
No, he only threw to his right. Rolling out to his right are the only
yeah,
highlights.
but yeah, I think the two shining examples, Goff and Mahomes, kind of show that that first season of sitting out a good portion of it at least not throw them in the fire week one, because you see what happened with with Baker Mayfield. He had time to sit out. At least he didn't go straight in. His first week one, you're the guy, go ahead. He had that time to kind of sit back and see, and I think that kind of gives you time to learn from the mistakes of who's in front of you, so you kind of have a better a better view on how to do things, instead of just coming in and it's like, okay, this worked in college, let's do this in the NFL. Because you don't really know until you see it.
Now you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, my 4-year reference is I went back, I sifted through the data from 2003 to 2018. You look at the quarterbacks, the big name, the franchise guys. So in total, there's 24, 35, 54 quarterbacks drafted. And it turns out that the best way to go for it is to throw them into the fire. Because 19 of the 54 quarterbacks, of those 54 quarterbacks started, 30 of them started, and 19 were successful. Now, these guys, the website I was on, they ranked them. There's no borderline, when they looked at like Ryan Tannehill, they were like, he kind of failed, he didn't set the franchise back years, but he didn't leap them into the playoffs except for one season. But anyway, 19 of them that started were successful. On the other spectrum, if they sat first behind a veteran or something, 13 of them were failures, 9 were successful. And the jury's still out on 2. That's Sam Darnold and Josh Allen. You have last year you have 2 successful ones in Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield.
Oh, that sucks.
But
I just don't count Lamar Jackson yet. Sorry,
they
won a
division
Went to the
title.
playoffs.
Yeah, it's hard to not call that a success. And Baker Mayfield has the Browns as obviously Super Bowl favorites from our last episode. The same Super Bowl odds as the Patriots, allegedly.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, you run down the list of guys who started and were successful: Big Ben, Jay Cutler, Matt Ryan, Flacco, Newton, Dalton, Luck, RG3, Tannehill, Russell Wilson, Bortles, Bridgewater, Carr, Winston, Mariota, Wentz, Prescott, Trubisky, not on the list. Deshaun Watson, that's what I was looking for. And then, guys, really the successful, that's the thing, is that if you sit behind a veteran and you're successful, this list is a pretty good list to be on. Carson Palmer, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, Alex Smith, Jared Goff, Rodgers, Mahomes, Mayfield, Jackson. So it's almost you're weighing risk versus reward. If you do get that,
Wait, Mayfield's on that
What's
twice.
that?
So does Mayfield?
So Mayfield's
no,
on that
Mayfield's
twice?
always been on this. He's not on it twice.
Well, he was on the one where he was thrown in after a couple
But
weeks and then thrown in right away.
Mayfield's on
Okay.
the list where you don't start week 1.
Yeah, he's starting week 1, not first season. I get it now. Okay.
Yeah. So it's almost risk versus reward if you do, and I think it's like what Scotty said, where if you have a good veteran to like lead after. Obviously, Eli Manning had Kurt Warner, Phillip Rivers had Drew Brees, Rodgers had Brett Favre, Mahomes had Alex Smith. I don't know. It really just depends on what.
Yeah. Well, like all those teams, they had playoff chances without starting their first round QB. So that's the thing.
And I don't think the Rams did.
No, but the Browns fans would have you
And I
believe
know
that
Palmer,
they did.
the Bengals didn't when he was named the starter. The Giants didn't, because usually you're wrong there, because no, they don't, because they're drafting a quarterback high in the draft.
I mean, the Chiefs did with Mahomes.
Right, I know, but only a few times on this list did these.
The Packers did with Brett
I don't
Favre.
know about
And
that.
what, you don't think the Packers had a chance to go to the playoffs with Brett Favre? They were 13-3 when they drafted Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'm saying on this list, is that most of them, and that's only the successful ones. I mean, you go to the failures, there's 13, and I just running down the list, I can tell most of these teams did not have aspirations of the playoffs, and they still sat their alleged franchise starting quarterback.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, a list of the 4 teams that are doing it this year, the Cardinals, Giants, Redskins, Broncos, it was like none of those 4. I mean, sorry, Scott, none of those 4, I think,
Watch it.
playoff aspirations.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I disagree.
If the Broncos make the
wait,
playoffs, you would think it was a successful season.
Absolutely.
Right.
But it's also like the Broncos wouldn't. I mean, the Broncos would be doing it anyway with Drew Lock, but he's also not a first-round quarterback.
No, I'm saying, but most of these people on the list are first, early, second round.
Okay.
They took like the top 4 quarterbacks from each draft from 2003 to 18.
Right.
And then I added 19.
Right. Yeah. And I'm not even saying that I agree with what the Broncos are doing with Joe Flacco and Drew Lock. I mean, I think Joe Flacco definitely gives just as an example, gives the Broncos the best chance to win now and make the playoffs. But I think that if you need to set realistic goals with your team, and if you think that this is like, hey, like our team is probably not, good enough to make the playoffs, then you should just throw your quarterback or your rookie quarterback in there to have him learn on a job. And hey, if he's good and you drafted who you think you drafted, then he's going to propel you to, be close to the playoffs or, set you up nicely for the next season. So that's where I stand with trying to get, having the quarterbacks drafted year 1 play.
Fair enough.
Week 1.
All right, we'll move on to our stand of the week, and I'll start with this. And I'm going to say the Chargers. As a Melvin Gordon owner, I hate it, but the Chargers got the upper hand in this, saying, go seek your trade. We're not talking extension till the end of the year. It's time to focus on the 53 that we have. And I like that. Power move.
Yeah, that's a veteran move right there. I don't know. I stand Melvin Gordon for holding out.
Yeah,
week 1.
Yeah.
Get traded to the Eagles.
Yeah, go get yours. He looks like an Eagles running back.
He just followed the Eagles on Instagram. I saw this morning.
My God.
Get ready.
That's big news.
It's already a crowded backfield. Can you imagine?
Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard, and it's like when they got Ajayi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if they traded for Melvin Gordon, it's not crowded anymore. I mean, Melvin Gordon's the one.
Right.
Like, there's no doubt about it.
And then Jordan Howard in that system, to be honest.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. Eagles are always, hoping to trade for a running back, but we'll see if it actually happens. My other stand of the week is Joaquin Phoenix, because the second trailer of the Joker, the new Joker movie, came out this past week, and it is legendary. And critics have rated it like perfect 10 out of 10 who have seen it already.
If you rank something 10 out of 10, Scotty's going on opening night.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going on opening
night. I'll definitely be there.
Yeah. So, Joaquin Phoenix, do you, brother?
That face.
Heath Ledger ain't walking through that door.
My other stand of the week is AFC. Oh, wow. Tough take.
I just caught that one.
Wow, yeah. I was like, I glossed over that. But my other stand of the week, AFC East defensive coordinators. So that is Patrick Graham with the Dolphins, Leslie Frazier with the Bills, and the Patriots don't actually have an official defensive coordinator. My reasoning is Hines Ward signed as an offensive assistant coach for the Jets. No, thank you. No, I will pass, sir. Sir.
That is someone that is someone that I will forget is still in the NFL coaching ranks until he runs into a Bengals player on the field during a playoff.
And smiles.
Smiles. Joey Porter. Joey Porter, 2015.
R.I.P. Is he dead? No, Joey Porter's alive.
No, he's probably alive.
All right.
I mean, I think he's fired, though, honestly, from the staff.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Speaking of Joker and Batman and stuff, Hines Ward was in the Batman movie.
Oh, didn't they
That's right.
Hines Field. I wish that would have happened in real life.
It was the guy with the mask.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right. NFL news. We've already touched on a bunch of it. LaShawn McCoy to the Chiefs, and Andy Reid says he's going to be a starter. Like that quick?
Yeah, that's kind of disrespectful to Damian Williams.
I feel bad for all the people that drafted Damian Williams. Who drafted him in our league? Do you remember? Was it Chase?
That was Mag.
It was Mag.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mag.
That's icing on the cake right there. Who has it? Has anybody picked him up yet?
Oh, I'm sure.
I hope Mags didn't.
I mean, LaShawn McCoy
Oh yeah,
was
I think
drafted.
Max drafted him too.
Oh, he did.
That works out.
No, it was
He
traded.
he
It was
reverse handcuffed himself into a handcuff.
Wow, that
Are you
is
sure?
that
I
is
don't think I don't
regrettable.
think.
No, Max has him.
Fuck.
Like I said, like I fucking said.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah,
Nickel
he
and
drafted him in
Dyer.
the 12th round.
That blows.
Fuck.
But now he's got to worry
Pussy.
about who he's going to play each week.
That's good.
But it really cuts out. My sleeper was Darwin Thompson from the Chiefs. Everyone's high on as a running back.
Yeah, I'm not. I never even heard of him. Actually, I did. I saw him have like 3 5-yard gains in the
Yep, that's
preseason.
stock rising. Other news: Clowney trade, big Clowney trade, and of course they play the Bengals week 1, Seattle.
Yeah, and that kind of goes into my other stand of the week, and that's going to be the front office of the Dolphins for having the cojones to just be like, hell yeah, we're tanking. I mean, like we're just going to become the 2011 Indianapolis Colts, and we don't care. Here's our franchise tackle. Hey, do you guys want our facility for the year? Because I think we might just sit on the couch and fucking drink beer.
Probably
all
Natty
day.
Light. Zach has any way with it.
Probably Natty Light.
But with the Dolphins, it's tough too because they were trying to trade for Clowney, and everyone knows that now everyone knows that Clowney was like, no, I don't want to go there, and the Dolphins are backpedaling like crap. Like we're the laughing stock now. When that's one of the worst feelings if you're a fan base and a player says like, no, I don't want to be traded there. Like when AB went to the Bills and for like 10 seconds,
Yeah.
He said
he's
no.
just like,
He said fake news.
yeah,
Not going.
no, I ain't walking there. See these feet? See these feet? Like no, like yeah, it's too cold up there. I could go to a chamber for that cold. I know.
Damn. Yeah, that's
But there
true.
is running back news besides Melvin Gordon. Zeke, what's the word on him? I hear at one point it's good, the next day it's bad. One day it's like you're the highest paid guy. The next it's just Zach's got the scoop. Zach,
Yeah, I can't take this emotional roller coaster. As we discussed on the previous episode, I drafted Zeke. I took a risk on him, maybe a little bit too high, but
maybe.
Then there was talks of not till week 6, and then I was down in the dumps, and then they said we're escalating the talks again, and now Jason Garrett comes out and says basically there's no time that he needs to be here in order for him to play. We're just going to give him his space while these talks go. So I don't know what to take from this. So it's tearing me up.
Yes,
inside.
just imagine that you could do like escalators, eels for anything Zeke related. Just put 2 die in, escalator, eel it, and you don't know what you're going to get because one day he's going to be the highest paid running back, and now Jason Garrett's like, oh, just show up whenever, bud. Love your hair. We got plenty of cereal here you could eat for a video, and that bucket's waiting on you to jump in, bud. Just whenever you want, please come back. Hurry back. Get here.
Yeah, Zeke, if you come back now, we will play on the projector board every day that run you had against Alabama.
I think Jason Garrett needs Zeke to come back more than anybody just to keep his job.
I think Zeke, a hot take. Zeke is just like, oh, Cabo's pretty nice. Like, you
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do I need the NFL? He's like, actually, my fantasy team is kind of like taking priority right now. Zeke is the smartest person in the world because he just put so much money in a fantasy league and then made sure not to draft himself. He's like, I
Zeke
ain't
drafted
playing.
Tony Pollard.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, exactly.
That's a smart move. I would do it. But now we
Living
go
it up in
elsewhere.
Colorado.
Kiko Alonso. I don't think the Saints play the Broncos this year, so Kiko Alonso's not going to be taking off Joe Flacco's head again. Is he still good? You just kind of know the name,
take.
but you don't know.
Yeah, I looked him up because I knew he was about to get traded, or he was projected to be traded, and he actually had over 100 tackles last year, 3 interceptions, like 2 sacks. I mean, he was like 118 tackles, and and those other stats. So not bad, I guess.
Well, the NFL.
He's the fastest white
it's
dude
like
in the NFL.
Linebackers now
for a
have to be like 110 pounds, like 5'10". Like, hey, you got to go cover Tariq Cohen and James White. Like, if you're not, like, the Bengals just cut Hardy Nickerson, and it was the greatest news I've ever had because Hardy Nickerson still plays like Dick Butkus without being.
Oh my gosh,
Dick Butkus
that's
without
perfect.
the talent.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's my favorite time of the year when Shelby hates just one player for no reason. And last year it was
Yeah.
Nickerson. You'd be like Nickerson on the tackle, and Shelby would be like, "Damn it!"
I don't even want his stats to look decent. But now I got to find another Bengal player I hate. It might be, I don't know.
Who is it? Yeah, come on, off the top of your
Ryan
head, you know
Finley.
it.
I don't like all this pressure
Probably.
he's putting on my boy. I don't like the rumblings on the Twitter sphere because he completed 11 for 11 for 21 yards.
Oh my God, how? Yeah, 11 over 11. Yeah, exactly. With like 2 yards, 2 yards to throw. How? I mean, now you have to hear about it every single time Andy has not a spectacular game, even a win. Probably be like, well, might as well throw Finley.
I know.
Imagine
It's
what
like
Finley
that's the
would do.
only. That's the only silver lining from losing that playoff game to the Steelers. Because like, imagine the controversy the next year if McCarron wins a playoff game. They're building his statue, and Andy Dalton's just like, you're paying me $20 million this year. I'm starting.
Yeah, and I mean, last year you thought it was bad with Jeff Driscoll. The Bengals fans were going crazy to start Jeff Driscoll, and now they actually have someone who's a good backup, I guess you could say, or a ready NFL,
The backup quarterback's always the most popular, and there's one backup quarterback who's popular on this podcast, and that's Nathan Peterman.
Peterman, my king.
And some tough news for this podcast with Nathan Peterman. I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna tune into Hard Knocks to make sure it's actually real.
Did they cut him?
No, he's going on IR.
What?
No.
Yeah.
They were gonna keep him though, actually. And how serious is this elbow injury? When did this happen?
Picked up Kaiser.
I hardly know her.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that they were already going to keep 3 quarterbacks, Peterman, because they said that Gruden wants to help Peterman revive his career.
What?
So, in a couple years, we can all thank Gruden when Peterman's, winning his second NFL MVP after passing for 67 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Brady's Super Bowl record.
That's all he needed. He just needs to rebuild his elbow and then
work
on
Hard
the mechanics
Knocks,
a little bit.
The Keelan Doss cut.
That is strange.
Yeah. I think Gruden, he loves this. He's just like, I'm going to hype him up every single episode. And then, he knows that the news is going to get out before the last episode airs on Tuesday night. And just like, you guys thought for just a second. No, I'm not buying this. Bye.
Yeah, I don't know. Did Keelan Doss get
Jaguars practice squad? Which,
are you serious?
With how much Hard Knocks hypes him up, he could probably break in that Jaguars receiving core, right?
Yeah, I feel like he's probably just as good as Keelan
I don't
Cole.
know, Nick Foles is going to need all the help he can get when Leonard Fournette has turf toe tomorrow. Yeah,
right.
I don't even know.
Yesterday.
Where's TJ Yeldon at? That's a popular name. Yeah.
Where is TJ Yeldon at? I think he signed with the
new segment. Where's TJ Yeldon?
Zach, TJ Yeldon is a running back from Buffalo Bill.
Yeldon. But anyway, to our Twitter trend, Hard Knocks is going to be probably awful. Did the Raiders even win last week? It'd be nice if they lost, because we're always on the podcast and they're losing by 17. Oh, they did lose.
They lost by 2.
Yeah, Geno Smith coming back with 2 tutties to lead the Seahawks over the Raiders. Oh, Geno
was
Smith
also just released. Yeah, along with Paxton Lynch,
and
so the Seahawks have 1 quarterback.
Geno Smith.
Pour out one, Zach, right now. I want to know that you did it.
No, I'm not gonna waste this water. All right, Twitter trend. Keanu Reeves is 55 years old, and I want to look like him when I'm 55 years old.
I want to look like him now. Bit of a stretch.
That's
tough.
You're swimming with some salmon upstream there.
I haven't reached my peak yet, Zach. Yeah, I don't know. Have you guys seen those movies?
Of course.
No.
Multiple times.
John Wick.
All 3 of them. You would love. Yeah,
Shelby, you would fucking love John Wick.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Or not. I don't know what
pretty
your
sweet.
personal tastes are.
Yeah, I didn't know about John Wick until Doug showed me. Rest in peace to the homie. He showed me that 1 and 2 in one day, and I was amazed.
Wow.
It's like James Bond.
Favorite
on crack.
Keanu Reeves movie? Is it John Wick? You guys
Sweet.
go?
Yeah, John Wick 2. I haven't seen 3 yet, but I've been meaning to see
I
it.
like 3 better than 2. It's probably a toss-up between 1 and 3 for me.
Mine is The Replacements, because it's a football movie, and I'm a football guy through and through. Backup quarterback for the Washington, whatever they're called. The true story of the Scab game where the Cowboys lost to the Redskins on Monday Night Football, even though they had some of their starters cross the picket line. So my favorite Keanu Reeves movie.
Yep.
But yeah, 55 years old, and I really want to look like him. Other thing I loved on Twitter, hashtag songs you hate and why. Give me the songs you hate. Tell me why, Scotty, go.
I hate any Christmas song
Oh, that is
that's
strong.
played
That's a
before
good pick.
Thanksgiving. Like, what are you doing? I mean, I love Christmas like music, and I love Christmas. It's the best holiday of the year, obviously. But like, if you're playing it before Thanksgiving, it's just like kind of a tease.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
come
It's
on,
like,
dude, I'm not
let
there
me
yet.
sit on the couch regretfully with a belly full of turkey and look up that fact that my dad says that turkey has a chemical that makes you tired. That he says every Thanksgiving at around 5:15 p.m. while I'm watching Dak Prescott throw for 58 yards. But except that, right, like
Or the
let me
Lions
just
throw a
enjoy
pick
that
six in
before I
overtime.
hear like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I will listen to Blue Christmas by Elvis a lot, but yeah, that's a great pick, Scotty. You had to. I would
had
go
to
with
do it.
mine. The
Streets
song
told me to.
Riptide. I hate that song.
There's a
Coming down to
How's that
the
go?
Riptide.
What's that song? Oh yeah, I hate that song.
I just
too.
think every hippie on
fuck that
earth
song.
played that song over and over, and like OU would play it at the bars, and like
Yikes.
everyone would sing along to it while they're like probably smoking a little bit of that reef, and like drinking craft beers. Sorry, Zach. But yeah, that one. I had a second one. Probably my least favorite song of all time is "Life Is a Highway," the Rascal Flatts version. Don't know why. Can't stand it.
An episode of The Office.
It is an episode of The Office. We got Encyclopedia Zach here. Why don't you tune out for the next half an hour while he goes off? But yeah, Life is a Highway. I can't stand it because it's like it's not even The Office. I don't even blame The Office because it's in every movie where they go on a road trip. Like let's play Life Is Either. Like, oh my God, we've been in production for 2 hours and they're on this cross country road trip. We need a song, and then the intern walks in. He's like, Life is a Highway. Like, oh my God, Jerry, you're hired.
Well, they made fun of that. They were like 6 times the charm.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good job by The Office there because that's so true. Is they will play that.
No, what did they? What's that? Like in How I Met Your Mother, they also have that one always driving song that's like stuck in Marshall's radio.
Miles. Oh man, that's
tough take.
That's
tough
I hate
take.
that song too. Sorry, it's garbage.
I have not a tough take.
Zach's gonna pick
Garbage.
2 songs that like we don't even know. It's gonna be like these screamo songs that only like Rock on the Range plays, where everyone's just beating the crap out of each other on the lawn.
Opposite of that. Mine is
Bob
Dylan
on blast
because his voice is just the word. Strawberry Woman, like
that's tough.
That's not music.
Okay, that's tough.
Not a lot of people that agree that Bob Dylan.
That's tough.
All right, do you have another one?
Nope.
Just that one's strong enough. That one's strong enough.
Yep.
Natty's strong enough, and so is Bob Dylan's Screech Face. Okay, Scotty, it's time for Christmas in September. You killed this segment last Monday, and now you kind of set the bar a little too high. I hope you can. Give us that fire 2 weeks in a row. Go ahead.
Oh, I can't. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and gift Josh Rosen, my boy, Josh Rosen, 10th overall pick, a new home and a new opportunity. I want to give him a time machine to just go back and do it all over again, because no one has been set up for failure more than Josh Rosen has. I mean, he's drafted to the Cardinals. And he has a pretty good rookie year, actually. I would say like it's on par with what Josh Allen did last year. I
wouldn't classify any of that as good, but
I would right, exactly. I mean, not saying like I think it should have happened any other way than it should have, but the Cardinals were like, just because they had the first overall pick had nothing to do, in my opinion, with how Josh Rosen played or showcased his ability.
Would you call 11 touchdowns and 14 interceptions good?
I mean, he's a rookie, and he doesn't have a very good offense, and he has a coaching staff that changed, and his head coach was a defensive coordinator who had no,
Larry
didn't
Fitzgerald
help him at
every
all.
Play. I don't see what's so hard about that. And on the other one, just give it to David Johnson and make his fantasy owners hate him even more.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just think that Josh Rosen, deserved a better shot. Be that as it may, he traded to the Dolphins for a second-round pick. So the Dolphins are a little bit, it's a head scratcher why they would trade or use a second round pick, who's for a player who has plenty of potential, and you don't need to sit him because he's already had experience as a starter for at least half the year, more than half the year, and yet they're starting like a veteran journeyman, Ryan Fitzpatrick. No hate or shade towards Fitzpatrick or Fitzmagic, I should say, but I mean, Jesus, throw the dog a bone. Like, let Josh Rosen the chance to succeed, and not only that, like hopefully, when Ryan Fitzpatrick inevitably throws 5 interceptions in week 4 after exploding for at least one game in those first 3 weeks, Josh Rosen comes in and doesn't have a franchise left tackle to help him out or defend him. So. I'm giving Josh Rosen a new home. Maybe who needs a quarterback? Maybe the Jaguars would be a good fit.
My thing with Rosen too is like it's like okay, I'm a first round pick quarterback. Like all right, I'm the guy in Arizona. Like I'm the future. Okay, I get traded for a second round pick. It's like okay, the Dolphins basically got a free first round pick and it's a quarterback that they need. And Rosen's like, okay, I'm the guy here then, right?
Exactly.
I'm the franchise quarterback here. He's like, no, actually, we're gonna get rid of all the talent. You're going to sit behind a guy who just throws mind-numbing interceptions all the time, and then we're going to draft a quarterback first overall next year. Sorry, Josh. And mine,
number 1 overall. That's tough.
Mine. Actually, I would give. This feeds into my Christmas in September. I would give the Dolphins sleeping pills, just so they could wake up in April. Yeah, just wake up when it's time to boo Roger Goodell.
I don't know if dolphins hibernate.
It's about that time. Like swimming with dolphins, like no, they're sleep, fam. Y'all sleep.
I mean, imagine being like a Dolphins fan right now. Put yourself in the shoes of a Dolphins fan, like
that would save you. That has to save you. Like if you're a Dolphins fan, start betting on sports because just bet. Yeah, get another hobby. But I would wake up the Dolphins. I'd be like they'd have the sleeping pills, like it'd be anti-Freddy Krueger. It'd be like Freddy Krueger taps on the shoulders like, hey, like I'm done chasing you. It's time to get on a plane and go to Nevada, Las Vegas for the draft next year. And Tua Tagovailoa is like already has like the Dolphins jersey with his name on it.
Yeah. You know what? I think I would also give Melvin Gordon a new home.
You're really about giving people new homes.
If I had to do another Christmas in September.
You gave the Chargers a new home, now Melvin Gordon, and now Josh Rosen.
Well, you know what? These contracts are keeping you bind. And yeah, I think that everyone just deserves the chance to, kind of tap their heels, a la, my last week's segment with the Wizard of Oz and the clapping of the heels 3 times to go home. I think that Melvin Gordon should, clap his heels 3 times all the way to Philly. And I don't know. Do you think Melvin Gordon and Jordan Howard are a good 1-2?
How many years has he been in the league? Like this will be his 3rd year?
Like 4.
Because I thought he
I think it was like 4 years.
Led the NFC in rushing yards as a rookie. Or like he was a 5th round pick. I mean, man, it's these streets are tough on running backs, I swear.
Yeah, I mean, like the running back you draft in the 2nd round of fantasy, the year afterwards will be like a 7th round pick. Because
I might give Zach the remote from Click
so running backs
so he could rewind and not take Zeke in the 2nd round.
Yeah, I don't know. That was looking like a good pick if Jerry Jones actually freaking signs him, because he said like, oh, it's like getting close. Today's going to be I've even seen reports like Ezekiel Elliott. They're breaking news. Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott are finalizing long-term deal, and then like the next day it's like Zeke remains in Cabo as Cowboys continue negotiations.
Alfred Morris gets injured. Like every 15 minutes, I think Zach made a good pick in the 2nd round, and then I'm like, oh, just wait a second. Like, oh, there's the alert. Like, oh, they're not close anymore. Sorry.
I kind of don't. I need Zach to feel the pain of that
second round. The 3rd round.
With him already losing a 3rd round because of the baseball bet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because of the baseball bet, Zach had to draft Giovanni Bernard in our last fantasy draft. So that's great. I think that if Zeke holds out for like 6 weeks.
All right, guys, now it's time for my favorite segment. I hope it's one of yours. It's irrationalnfl.com reactions to the headlines that we react to irrationally, that we pull up on NFL.com, that we read to give us our reactions, which are irrational. Long walk for a glass of water there.
Holy All right. Shit, that was
now the order. I'm going to go first this week. Then it goes Scotty and then Zach. I think I have that right. Zach will go first next week. All right. Are we ready?
Yep.
All right,
Sure.
Zach, count me in.
All right, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3.
How
Yes,
about
sir.
3, 2, 1?
I'm gonna do it every week until you.
Is
Going
it-
on the go or on the 3? The go that's after.
Wait, is it
3.
on 3
that
or is
from?
it on go?
Okay, yeah.
When they're taking the picture outside. Okay, 3, 2.
What? No, it's not. It's when he's doing the
They
cold.
do.
Ooh, I beat Zach.
Because
on
they're
offense
confused about
reference.
the when they jump for the Christmas picture too.
I did it.
So we were both.
That's tough. I'm gonna fact check that while you guys count me in, I guess.
Mm,
All right.
I don't know,
3,
man.
2, 1, go.
Hoyer inks 3-year, $12 million deal with the Colts. Still gonna lead the Browns to the playoffs, according to Cleveland. Pats put Harry on IR. Re-signed Demaryius Thomas. Hopefully he'll meet Sally on IR. Raiders placed Peterman on IR after adding Kaiser. I'm not knocking on wood for this one, John Gruden. Batista, 54 things to watch on the road to Super Bowl 54. Number 55, Josh Rosen on the road being homeless. Jets hire Hines Ward as new offensive assistant. Lev Bell is used to whining hard. Andy Reid on backfield with McCoy. We'll see how it goes. Standing next to Andy Reid is literally shady. Sessler, 2 AFC teams forging antithetical pass. What's that word mean? Elliott Cowboys making progress on extension. Never mind, I just refreshed the page. They're not even close. Freeland, 5 quarterbacks responsible for most wins in 2019. I have the 5 quarterbacks. Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing picks to help the other team win. Lamar Jackson refusing to throw. Dak Prescott helping the defense relax by laughing at them at the fact that he wants $40 million. Kirk Cousins evening up the standings by not beating an over 500 team. Nathan Peterman helping Gruden realize that car is running on empty.
Oh my God, that was great.
All right. Scotty's next.
Scotty.
All right. Scotty.
Scotty do.
3. Scotty do. 3, 2, 1. Scotty Nipa. No.
Scotty do.
Oh, no. I don't know. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hoyer inks 3-year, $12 million deal with Colts. Octopus is rolling over in their graves. Pats put Harry on IR, re-signed Demaryius Thomas. The Potter family weeps. Raiders placed Peterman on IR after adding Kaiser.
That one was good with Potter.
Raiders placed Peterman on IR after adding Kaiser. I literally am the saddest person on earth and won't even watch Hard Knocks. 54 things to watch on the road to Super Bowl 54. You couldn't pay me to read 54 separate things. Jets hire Hines Ward as new offensive assistant. Smile is on the way to a 7-9 record. Sessler, 2 AFC teams forging antithetical paths. I'm sorry, I just literally don't know what the fuck that word means. Elliott Cowboys making progress on extension. Cowboys, offering Elliott one more day in Cabo, and Elliott is offering for 2 apparently. Freeland, 5 quarterbacks responsible for most wins in 2019. It's just literally Nathan Peterman's name listed 5 times.
Roundup. Hoyer inks 3-year, $12 million deal with Colts. Becomes richest man in Indiana. Pat put Harry on IR. Re-signed Demaryius Thomas. Recut him 20 minutes later. Raiders placed Peterman on IR after adding Kaiser. Tank for Tua confirmed. Batista, 54 things to watch on the Super Bowl on the road to Super Bowl live. 54. Sorry, Roman numerals are hard.
Live.
Reed on backfield with McCoy. We shall see if I can see my toes over my gut. Jets hire Hines Ward as new offensive assistant. Cool. Sessler.
Damn.
Sessler, 2 AFC teams forging antithetical paths. I've had enough of this Sessler guy. Elliott, Cowboys making progress in extension. Please! Freeland, 5 QBs responsible for most wins in 2019. Down with the 1%.
My other one I didn't go with was the Sessler thing. It was kind of related to Zach's. It was like Sessler, 2 AFC teams forging antithetical paths. 2 AFC teams. Who the hell is Sessler?
Yeah. No, can we just talk about what the Batista 54 things to watch on the road for Super Bowl 54? What do you guys think when he got into 45 to 54? He was just I don't know if is Andy Reid gonna get fatter?
Let's go find out.
Tough look, Scotty. What did she get into on her list of 54? Yikes.
Oh, is it she?
Wow.
Number 54 is imagine a free agency with Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers. Bring big.
Mm.
Oh man.
Pick a random number between 1 and 54, Scotty.
27.
And will the Jets' Le'Veon Bell, who needs just 2,004 scrimmage yards to reach 10,000 for his career, look like a player with a year of rust or one with a year of rest?
Oh, I thought that I thought it was just going to be, will he get that like scrimmage yards? I'm like, I literally will not watch for that at all.
Right, like that is not what I'm watching for.
give me the last 4. Like, name the last 4.
Yeah. So obviously, I said the last one was the Phillip Rivers Tom Brady thing.
No, what was it?
Imagine a free agency with Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers. Dream big.
I mean, that has nothing to do with on the road to 54. Like zero.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, 53 is just Wither Melvin Gordon question mark.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
She got so like tiring. Like that must have been so tiring.
Yeah, 52 is, are you guys still reading?
Is rookie
No,
linebacker
it's not.
Devin Bush the player to turn the Steelers' defense around?
Yawn. I like this one, though. She got me here. She did get me here. Now I'm going to be watching for this all season. Frank Gore needs 522 rushing yards to pass Barry Sanders for third all time.
Oh, that's big.
How much does he need to pass for number one?
A lot.
Oh,
Emmitt
okay.
Smith has that by a lot.
Wow.
But I'm going to be
Barry
watching
Sanders
for
only
that.
played like 6 seasons.
All right. Last but not least, guys, we have another submission for our fantasy football team breakdown sent in by our loyal listener, Alex. Just Alex.
Just Alex. How
Just
you doing,
Alex.
Alex?
Just Alex. Yeah, he's got a good team name to the Denver Von Stars instead of the Monstars. Space
Love it.
Jam. I don't hate that. Work it. Love it. All right. We start.
Want to be a star, don't you?
Yeah, his team's really kind of unfair, I think. It's really good.
Yeah. Well,
What
Chris
how many
Carson
minutes of the
might
league?
run into an issue with RB2. So let's run down his team. Matt Ryan, love it. Quarterback 1, QB 1, love it. Christian McCaffrey, top 3 running back, love it. Chris Carson, that's a question mark, but love it right now because who knows with that Seattle backfield year after year, it's probably different at this point. I mean, he's got like 2 top 5 wide receivers, Michael Thomas and Adams, love it. Vance
2 of the top
McDonald,
3 receivers. I'm wondering about the integrity of this league only because he has probably, you could debate the number 1 or number 2 running back in the NFL or in the league, fantasy wise, and then 2 of the top 3 receivers in Michael Thomas and Devontae Adams.
And Matt Ryan.
right? And he also has like a bit of a homer pick to get as Emmanuel Sanders in that flex when he has
But-
Calvin Ridley to pair with Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I'd throw Calvin Ridley in for Sanders.
Probably. Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. And he's got Diggs. I mean, he's got fucking Diggs
Yeah.
on his bench.
That's wild.
He has the Ridley to Ryan duo, and he has a duo just stashed on his bench. Obviously, probably he's
Wow. He's got Cousins.
obviously
running
he's
backs,
probably
yeah.
released Carlos Hyde. Maybe a little soft running back wise, if you had to pick a weakness. But
Yeah.
when you get 2 of the top 3 receivers, you do whatever you want with the running backs.
Forget
Honestly,
the top 10.
I think I even like Austin Hooper better than Vance McDonald, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
and he has a paired tight end with his quarterback too.
Yeah.
yeah, he dotted his I's and crossed his T's. I almost messed that up.
He crossed his T's and dotted his I's, which
No, the
Just
other
makes
9
them
the
the
other
other-
9 people in the league did that. They must have. I really want to know what the other 9 teams in his league did. But the thing with Vance McDonald too, I mean, you don't like Scotty. Top of your head, how many catches do you think he had last year?
I don't know, like 46.
damn,
He had
close.
50. Yeah. So I mean, you're
Wow.
looking at that 50 catches, 4 touchdowns. So he only scores a touchdown every 4 games, and then 50 catches.
He
That's
averages 12 yards
that's.
per catch.
I mean, that's only 3 catches a game, a little over 3 catches a game. So you might run into some problems there with how Big Ben, he spreads the wealth, but it's usually even Jesse James never really
Yeah.
materialed into a top 10 tight end.
but
in
he
fantasy.
doesn't have. You don't have AB soaking up a lot of those catches. In
Yeah, but now you have James Washington and Dante Moncrief. I think those,
Juju.
and obviously Juju.
Mhm.
But
Do we know the settings of this league?
we know it's 10 teams. That's really all I know. I would
And a
imagine.
1 QB league.
I would
10
imagine
teams?
4 of
Look at
them,
that.
4 or 6 of them probably make the playoffs. But I just hate that it's an ESPN league.
Yeah.
Nah, I kind of like ESPN.
Oh my
actually.
God, no! Yahoo
Okay.
kicks the crap.
Okay, Yahoo definitely trumps ESPN, but I would still am in a couple of ESPN leagues. I actually
Yeah,
don't
long
know.
story short, love the team. Like I said, question how great the fantasy minds are in this team, but nonetheless, we wish you well, and I think your team's going to prosper this year.
Alex, good job, man. Matt Ryan, and as the QB1, I love it.
All right. And obviously, Alex, thanks for being a loyal listener, and we hope the rest of the loyal listeners enjoy this show, and we will come at you later this week.
Up in horsey heaven, here's the thing. Trade your legs for angels' wings. And once they all say goodbye, you take a running leap and you learn to fly. My little Sebastian, miss you in the satisfaction. My little Sebastian, you're 5,000 candles in the wind.
That's good.
You watch Parks and Rec?
What's happening?
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yeah, sorry.